You're living in Fairfax County, living your best life. You're enjoying the atmosphere, the things to do. You have friends. You're making upward progressions in the company. Everything's going well. But you're starting to see some of your friends, some of your neighbors, just random people in your community are starting to leave. In this video, we're going to talk about 8 reasons why people leave Fairfax County. We've lived in Fairfax County for 10 years now, and we've started to pick up on some of the patterns that cause people to leave Fairfax County. I want to share those with you today. Before we begin, I'm Abraham Walker with Ask A Walker, your Northern Virginia real estate agent. On this channel, we do all the research so you don't have to. When you're ready to start your real estate journey, whether that's buying a home, selling a home, or investing in real estate, click on the link in the description to fill out your perfect home questionnaire. After you complete the form, we will schedule a time to meet online via Zoom to answer any and all of your real estate questions. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for future videos about relocating to the Northern Virginia area. With that out of the way, let's jump into the first reason why people leave Fairfax County. For people who already live here, they know that almost every house in Fairfax County has stairs. Those stairs will take it out of you. We have 3-level, 4-level townhouses. We have 3-level single family homes. It's very rare to find a home in Fairfax County without stairs. Unfortunately, builders and developers do not put much emphasis on building 1-level properties. In addition to that, we rarely have single family homes that have full bathrooms on the main level. We also rarely have a bedroom in the basement of townhouses in addition to a full bathroom. So your life is going to be spent going up and downstairs, and after a while you just get tired of that and you want a single family home that has a bathroom, full bathroom, and your bedroom on one level. Now you may be saying to yourself, well, Abraham, I've seen online that there are some 55+ communities, or I could live further out and get myself a 1-level property. While that's true that the number of properties that are available to you outside of the region, right, outside of Fairfax County towards the west and towards the south will give you more options as far as main level living, 1-level living, there's usually a reason why you haven't moved that far or moved to those areas during your earlier career, or maybe while you're raising children. Those reasons still remain the same at this time. Another reason why we see people moving out of the area, out of Fairfax County, is their friends are no longer living here. Unfortunately, since we live in a high cost of living area, when people retire, their incomes drop drastically. Since their income drops, they're trying to make the most out of the nest egg that they have saved. They're trying to make the most out of the equity that they have in their homes. And sometimes it just makes sense to move to a lower cost of living area. When your friends move, they take a piece of you with them, and you start to wonder, well, why am I even still here? We know so many people who have left the area because 2, 3, 4 of their closest friends moved, and they say, you know what, why am I here? I should be next. I should be next. We've already hit on this in a couple other videos. It can be challenging making friends once you become an adult. Let me know in the chat if you would like me to make a video on the best ways to make friends once you're an adult. I can put that together for you. It can be quite stressful living in Fairfax County, which causes people to second guess why they're living here. A lot of the stress of living in Fairfax County has to do with the fact that you have a long commute to work. It's also likely living in this area that your job could be stressful, it could be very important, and that kind of wears on you over the years. It doesn't help that a lot of companies in the region are fighting against working from home, so you're not even able to cut out your commute, which would probably take a little bit more stress off of your plate. Another thing that causes stress living in Fairfax County is your coworkers. It's very likely that you work in an environment where your coworkers who already have degrees are pursuing additional degrees and additional certifications. In that environment, it's easy to feel pressure to keep up with your coworkers. It's easy to also want to pursue additional education. You pursue that education at home in your free time. One of my friends just secured their master's degrees. Another one of my friends just got a PhD during their free time, after work, after their 45 to an hour-long commute back home, after playing with their kids. This is late night stuff. That's quite stressful. The overall liberal environment in Fairfax County could be another thing that causes people to move out of the area. In fact, I know I've helped several people move either further south or further to the west, where it's a little bit more conservative, right? It's a little bit more balanced. To give you a little perspective, in the 2020 presidential election, 69% of residents voted for Biden, 28% of residents voted for Trump. Now, this is just my personal opinion on the political environment in Fairfax County. While we do have a higher percentage of people who identify as Democrats, I think we have an even higher percentage of people, if it was an option, to identify as a moderate. I find that a lot of my liberal Democrat friends are quite conservative, and so they kind of fall in the middle somewhere. If your vision for how your life was going to work out involved you living in a single family home, that could be almost impossible in Fairfax County, because our single family homes start at around $700,000 to $800,000. And that $700,000 to $800,000 single family home, it isn't something that's very nice looking. It could be quite old, it could be dated, it could also be in an area that's not as desirable. So we find that a lot of people are leaving Fairfax County to secure a $600,000 single family home in Woodbridge, or a $700,000 single family home in Stafford, new construction with 2-car garage. You see, there's an appeal to leaving Fairfax County to get more bang for your buck when it comes to single family homes. Most people pursuing single family homes at a more affordable price are usually fine with the commute times increasing by 15, 30, or sometimes even 45 minutes. They're looking for something that's really not available to them in Fairfax County, so it makes sense. Before we go into our next point, let me know you're still watching by typing FFX in the comment section. And while you're in the comment section, do me a favor and like this video, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Now let's talk about the next reason why people decide to leave Fairfax County. One of my good friends, I would say even my best friend, that lives in the Northern Virginia area, lived in the Woodbridge area, and he just relocated to Tampa Bay. The reason why he moved to Tampa Bay was because of winter. He doesn't like winters here. When the pandemic hit, they gave him a great opportunity to move or relocate. He took that opportunity, and now he is constantly posting photos of himself on beaches on the weekend, every weekend. I will say, I don't find our winters to really be all that harsh. Yes, sometimes we'll have a blizzard. Sometimes it will be so cold that it'll get into the single digits. Those times are so rare and so infrequent that they don't really bother me. But for some people, they hate the cold and they can't wait to get out of here. The lack of diversity is another reason why people decide to leave Fairfax County. 60% of all of our residents are white. Because they're white, that means that people who are not white can sometimes feel like it makes much more sense to make your money here during your younger years, and then once you retire, to go back home to a better environment or a more diverse environment. Case in point, I'm from New Orleans. New Orleans is 80% black, so that means that I came to an environment that is quite different than what I am accustomed to. And some people really want to get back to those diverse environments. For me, I love the fact that Northern Virginia has so much to do. Also, I love being close to Washington, D.C. Where I live in Kingstown is only 22 minutes without traffic to D.C., the parts of D.C. that I like, so I'm here for good. When it comes to diversity, a lot of people just like to think about race. While Fairfax County is a predominantly white area, we also don't really have too much income diversity. If you've searched for a home or if you live here already, you'll notice that most of the area is expensive. So we don't really have a low income area, which some people find is a little disturbing because it's almost like the area, the whole area has been gentrified a little bit. So that's something that can bother some people. Another thing that makes us less diverse is the fact that most people that live here have degrees. My son, who's in the 9th grade right now at Hayfield Secondary, he was in a career class, or they were doing a career segment in one of his classes, and the teacher asked, how many of your parents have bachelor degrees? Everybody raised their hand. Everybody. I didn't grow up in that kind of environment, so that to me is a little different. There's really not much diversity there. Everyone has a degree here. So there is that expectation for your kids to have degrees or for you to pursue higher levels of education. So you see, that's just another form of a lack of diversity. The last thing I want to tell you about diversity is that a lot of people here are married. In New Orleans, where I'm from, it was very common to see single people with children. Here, not so much. The census says that about 50% of our population, our residents in Fairfax County, are married. That population also takes into consideration that 24% of our population are children. So there's only 75% of that number that's available. You do the math. There are a lot of married people here. It's very common. So that's another way that there isn't that much diversity. Kids graduated from high school is another trigger to cause people to leave Fairfax County. Fairfax County schools are so good and they're rated so high, and they prepare your kids to go into college. They do such a great job of that. A lot of people stick with living here just to give their kids access to great public schools. But once high school graduation is scheduled, we see so many yard signs, so many for sale signs go up in May for June graduations because those parents are trying to get out of here. Maybe they're going back home, wherever they call home. Sometimes they're going to better environment. Also, with the work from home movement, we're just starting to see more people elect to move out of the area so they can get access to lower cost of living houses or just what they believe is a better environment and better weather. Now that you know the reason why people choose to leave Fairfax County, let's look at the pros and cons of living in the area in the next video on the screen right now. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Peace.